Hey everyone, so for today's video, we're just going to go back to that series that we started on the kind of doing a bit of a deep dive or a closer look at some of our fish that we stock and some of my so today we're going to be talking about the blue dolphins, or the other name people call them is morai, from the scientific, but yeah, they're probably one of my favorite Lake Malawi cichlids. So we've got Big Bosco up here and then the gang of the smaller ones. I think there's 3 smaller ones, and that's in our display tank here. So yeah, we got 4 so far. Probably want to add some more one day, but start with 4 at least. So yeah, that's pretty big fish. Like that's him now. You can kind of see in relation to my hand, but they do get a lot bigger than that. He's still not, he's still got a bit of growing to do. So yeah, I mean, in terms of how to look after them, they're very easy to look after. Only thing is, so a 4-foot tank would probably be fine. So that's like what, 120 centimeters long. So like 400 liters plus type of region. Long term, I'd probably ideally recommend bigger though. Like you'd be looking, I'd ideally want to be looking at like your 5 or 6 foot range, which is like 150 to 180 centimeters long. I just think it'll be much easier to manage long term, and give them a bit more space. So yeah, but aside from that, they're pretty easy to look after. Very peaceful. Not too fast growing or anything. So yeah, and they take pellets very easily. So I mean, you'll be fine with pellets. But so this tank gets a mixture of the Omega cichlid pellets, super color sinking pellets, the Rapashi grub pie, Rapashi soil and green, and the odd earthworm and stuff like that. So it's all pretty simple. I mean, you can go crazy and feed them all sorts of different stuff. They're very good scavengers, basically. So like what they do in the wild is they follow around they get in their little group and they follow around the big predator haps. And then as the big fish swim, they kick up all the silt and stuff off the bottom of the water, off the bottom, and then that kicks up little bits of food and stuff, which they then have a munch on. So you can, well, they won't do it now because something's going on, but usually you'll see them kind of, if there's nothing else going on, they'll be going around the bottom, like kind of see him doing it there, like sifting little bits of stuff. See if they can find anything. So yeah, but they're really cool fish. Like they're super stunning. They get that big forehead. I mean, he's starting to get it, but it'll get way bigger as he gets bigger. And yeah, they're super peaceful, super stunning. For me, they're a must in any Malawi tank, or at least peacock and hap tank, just because they're so beautiful, so much fun to keep. Get some good size, not too crazy, not going to eat other fish. Like you can kind of see there, for example, like their mouth isn't actually that big. Like for the size of their body, I guess they actually have a pretty little mouth. So like you look at the eye biter there, or the so that's the OB eye biter, but you see how big his mouth is. Like they'll eat stuff. Like if I chucked like some little smaller fish in there, he would eat them. These guys don't. Like you can chuck, I've had them in that tank up there, which has just got a bunch of random OBs and hybrids and stuff. It's kind of like the trade-in tank or the random stuff tank, and they've been in there with such tiny stuff and they just don't eat them. They don't care. They just swim around, do their thing, do their own fish related activities basically. So yeah, and they're not, so that guy's by far, he'd be the biggest fish in the tank, and he's probably the most aggressive, but like he's not aggressive. Like he doesn't do any actual damage or anything. He just kind of does his thing. So yeah, I mean, you can even, there's debate whether you can keep them even with like frontosis and stuff, which are generally like, super plastic, get kicked around like nobody's business because they just don't want to stand up for themselves. So you potentially can. I still probably wouldn't myself, but I understand that there is people out there who would beg to differ. So yeah, that's probably the most of it. I don't know if I had much else. I'm still not very good at this whole YouTube thing, so there'll be other things I'm missing out that I probably should talk about. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of a funny angle. That is the kind of basics, at least. So yeah, to summarize, super easy to keep African, peaceful, fun, big personality, big colors, funny shaped body, all the good stuff that you'll want. So yeah, if you're interested in one, let me know, or if you have any other questions or concerns about them, definitely let me know. I'm more than happy to talk fish. So yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, let me know what you guys think and what you think of them, or if you've got another option for a fun to keep African. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks. See ya.